you going to be releasing new guidance as it relates to that?
You are going to hear about some new things coming out of the White House today, but I wouldn't read too much into exactly what the Washington Post is saying. They're oftentimes wrong on their facts, so I would wait for that announcement to come from the president and the White House.
Did those guidelines actually go through? Did those guidelines actually go through the task force at all?
Again, I'm not going to give any information on guidelines ahead of announcements coming out of the White House today.
Kayleigh, could you just set the record straight on the reporting that's been out there suggesting there's a feeling here at the White House that President's briefings have been damaging to him, and therefore you're scaling back or changing the way you're going to do it?
That's not true at all. The president, this has been an opportunity to speak directly to the American people. We think they've been great. As I mentioned during my interview, we're not tracking a briefing for today because there will be a press avail at 4 p.m. with the president and retail CEOs. There will be some briefings later in the week. They might have a new look to them, a new focus to them. We'll see. Don't want to get ahead of the announcements, but I would not read into that anything that we see them as negative, because in fact we think that they have been a very positive, helpful opportunity for the president to speak to the American people.
So why would you be changing? Why would you be
Because
changing?
we're entering a phase of reopening. As you note, 25 states have reopening plans. 25 are in the process of issuing new reopening plans. We're entering a phase of looking to reopen the country, and with that, the president will be focusing a lot on the economy.
Kayleigh, when will we see the president back on the road again, as you mentioned, with this new phase? Is he looking at travel, and what would that look like once he does get back on the road?
We have no immediate plans, but you've probably noticed Vice President's been out there traveling, and when the president has new travel plans, I'll be sure to let you guys know.
Kayleigh, with the task force now, with testing being done by the states, as the president has said, and with him basically saying it's up to governors to decide when to reopen, what is the focus of the task force? What are they doing?
Well, the task force, of course, is still looking at COVID-like illnesses and symptoms and the number of the mortality rate, number of new cases. It's still important to track that. A lot of states are coming down the curve, but of course we've issued guidelines as to how to reopen safely, and with that it's important that the task force continues its work, Dr. Birx and others, to track the number of symptoms we're seeing in hospitals, the number of cases we're seeing, and the mortality rates, though we are seeing encouraging signs that a lot of states are on the downward side of their curve.
So are they still going to meet every day?
For the time being, yes. I'll let you know if that changes.
Kayleigh, there has been some mixed messaging. We had Dr. Birx over the weekend saying the social distancing guidelines would be in place through the summer, and that seemed to counter what we heard from the Vice President, which is that this could all be, quote, behind us by Memorial Day. Who should we be listening to?
Well, look, I think, as the president notes, we're all going to take safe measures as we move forward. Washing our hands, for example, social distancing. These are all important measures that will carry forward with us. And look, that shouldn't be read into that we're not reopening the country. We can still go back to work and do so in a safe way, have social distance, wash our hands, and put in place the measures that Dr. Birx mentioned.
And just a quick follow, we know that some people called their state governments and said they were confused by the president's comments about light and disinfectants. Does he take responsibility for that?
Look, this question has been asked and answered by myself, by Dr. Birx, by President Trump, and I'd suggest the media move forward and come up with another narrative, because this is, I think, day 5 of asking the same question.
Just the people at home who were concerned, who were calling their
I think, again, as Dr. Birx has mentioned, as I've mentioned, as the President's mentioned, this has been asked and answered a dozen times by now. This is 4 days of this continuing narrative, and I'd suggest the media go find something else to report on.
Kayleigh, at the 4 o'clock, are you expecting the head of any of those lab companies to be a part of that, or is it just retail?
Just retail. If someone's at it, I think things always change, but just retail.